Hello, fictional. Welcome to the What If Issei. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei parents adopt Veronica, vali, on the day Issei was born. Part 1. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. It was a cold calm night with a full moon which lit up the whole town known as Cow. It was 10:45 p.m. at Cow Hospital. A woman was in labor with a baby boy, her husband was next to her trying his best to support her. Come on honey, you can do it, come on, one more push. As he said that, she gave one last push. Baby crying. As Mrs. Hyoudou gave birth to her son, the doctors took the child to give him quick checkup. Mrs. Hyoudou looked to her husband who was smiling happily at her, and so did she in return. Once the doctors was finished with the baby, they passed him to his mum and dad, saying congratulations, your son is healthy. Mr. and Mrs. Hyoudou look at doctor, taking the child from his arms. They held the boy close. Everyone was smiling because of the new life within the room, and nothing bad had happened. The birth flowed smoothly. Mr. and Mrs. Hyoudou were overjoyed. Time skip 1 hour. The Mr. and Mrs. were sleeping in the hospital bed with a little child in a small bed next to them. All was quiet in the hospital. A few doctors walked the hall at night checking on patients and visitors. The Hyoudo's room door opened slowly as a long silver-haired woman who was holding a small baby girl in her arm came into the room looking around, first at Mr. and Mrs. Hyoudou, then to the child laying in the small bed. The woman leaned over the young boy and placed her hand on his head, then placing the young girl next to him. As she did this, the boy opened his eyes which were a deep green. A voice came out of no way. "What do you think you're doing to my host?" the voice said like dragon rearing. The woman take a step down once her haired. "Who are you?" she asking, trying to keep her voice down. "I am the red dragon Drag, one of the 2 heavenly dragon," Dag said with a dragon rear. "So you are the same as my daughter?" she said with a bit of surprise in her voice. "What are you saying?" Drag asked. "She talking about me brother." A woman voice come of the baby girl. "Sister?" Drag said, surprised to hearing his twin dragon. "So are you 2 sibling?" the silver hair woman asked the dragons. "Yes, my name is Albion the white dragon, one of the heavenly dragon, and I'm the twin sister of the red dragon Drag." Albion answers the woman. "Yes, and I'm her twin brother." Drag said to conform it. "Are you forgetting something brother?" Albion said, sounding angrier, the woman at the time. "Sister is bester that she did not know." Dryag say in a mad voice. "What did I need know to know?" the woman asking. "Both the dragon are going on about. The 2 of us are rival and fight, then our host meet. The fight itself has been to the death. At first the host start going power drunk." Albion start off saying. "But that because of our first fight and the feeling stand of a time. And when our woke us their minds start to change and force on fighting and not letting us talk thing out, so over all the time it been me and Albion fight over the last 1000 years. Drag finish off. The silver-haired woman look at the children and could see 2 dragon hugging, like ripping our neck around themselves. "So can I ask you 2 red and white dragon look of my daughter and this boy, please make them safe of me?" she asked, waiting of the word yes. "We will and turn them in the true red and white dragon host, but we will not play with your feeling, okay?" Drag and Albion said at the same time, which make the woman cry a little at the time. Her pick a note on the baby saying, "Please take care of my daughter, she was birthed today and I can't take care of her. So please look out of her." Once she left the note and walk out of the room and shut the door slow and walk down the hall, leave her daughter with a good family. Back at the hideouts, then the door shut, it made noise that woke up a sleeping people. Mr. Hyoudou woke to the door shutting and which made him get up and check up on his son, only to find not only 1 but 2 babies sleeping and a note on top, second child belly. He pick it up and read it, only to look at the child, then to the note, then back to the child. The look on his face was mixed with sadness and angrier. Sadness because the child was just born and left to someone who not her mummer, angrier because someone just left a child with random people. He take the time to look a new child, she a girl with silver hair and blue eyes. It looked like his son was trying to take the girl hand and girl was trying to take his son at the same time. "Guessed I got no choose," Mr. Hyoudou said with a sigh, looking down to his wife and shaking her a little to woke her up. After about 2 minutes her got up only to see her husband with a sad look on his face. Mr. Hyoudou start to telling her what he got a sad look. Her look over at the small bed to see 2 little child sleeping next to each other like a set of twin. She get off the bed finding a little hard to walk. She start to slowly walking to the small bed with the 2 children in and looks at them. "I think Issei and Veronica Hyoudou are good name for them, what do you think dear?" Mrs. Hyoudou asking her husband if the name are okay with him. He just simply nods and smile at her. She leans down and picks up the 2 children in her arm and carrying them to the bed, laying them down next to her and her husband and falling back to sleep. Time skip 8 hour. It's early morning when the doctor comes into the room as saying that the family can leave and registered the girl as the Mrs. Hyoudou daughter. Doctor asks who is the little girl mum, but the Hyoudou do not know and wishes not to know because in their eyes they see Veronica as their own daughter even if she has been abandoned by her mother. After a phone call to their friend for a pickup who happens to be a redeeted man named Surzich who look around 25 year and always wear a suit around all the time, but no one ask what it was just his thing. Hey, what took so long? Surzich shouting out for a black 4x4 Land Rover. A friend asked me to put it. As Mr. and Mrs. Hyoudou was walking out with 2 children, Surzich looks as the new family think won't they only have the 1 child not 2 he thought about, but push it to the back seat for his mind. So I'm guessing that you had twin. And what are the children names? Zech asking the Hyoudou. The names are Veronica and Issei, and yes I had twin I was surprised about it, and doctors was too, but in the end I loved to the 2 of them equal, and nothing will change that. Mrs. said with pride and smile on her face as she looks at both of her children. Mr. Hyoudou looks at his best friend and said if anything happens to us please take care of the children and make sure they were the good life please. Out of the blue Surzich looked at Mr. Hyoudou with a smile and nodded. You have my word that if even thing I will take them in as my own. Surzich say as his friends got into the car and he did the same and set out with Zech and Mr. Hyoudou in the front and Mrs. Hyoudou in the back with the 2 babies dragons sleeping peacefully as they drove off to their new home. Issei's house. Of Issei, 6-year-old. The sunlight came from the window and shone brightly on my face. I could hear the birds sing outside bedroom window. I'm going to be honest with you, I hate it, but it is either that or an annoying alarm clock going off. As I start opening my eyes the light blinds me a little. As I start to get ready for school, I feel a weight on my chest. I glance down to see what it is, to my surprise, it is a silver-haired girl at the side of me using my chest as a pillow. Who are you I say quietly as my brain starts to boot up. All I hear is 5 more minutes on E. The girl said sleepily. Once I hear the voice I know who it is her, my twin sister Veronica Hyoudou who was sleeping next to me. Come on Vali-chan it's time to get up or we going to be late for school. I said looking at the clock at the end of the bed which said 5:50 am. My school starts at 7:30, but I need to shower and basic training, running a little weightlifting. My sister trains with me, but sometimes she gets lazy and wishes to stay in bed all day, so it's hard to wake up most days. Hyoudou Veronica looks up at me showing a cute sleepy face with her blue eyes only a little bit open. Come on it's time to get up, you know mum and dad are on a business trip to see Uncle Zech and not be back for a few days. Saying really annoyed but trying not to be so angry about because I don't want to lose my lunch. Veronica's cooking is the best but still second to mom's cooking. Veronica finally gets up but only to kiss me on the lips. Once our lips touch, the shock making me freezes up. It was like heaven. After about 3 minutes or so she lifts her head up and looks straight into my eyes with her face all red and takes deep breaths at the same time I'm doing the same, try to get my mind together and think about what happening my twin sister just kissed me out of the blue, what is going frown her head. I'm thinking to myself. Sis what did you just kiss me for? I ask finding it hard to specs because it put a funny face on you. She's saying it with a little laughs and smile. Sometime I think she is way too innocent for her own good, but who cares she's my sister, so sometime she going to play little jokes on me I thought to myself. Come on we got to get up and ready of school okay. I said as I got leaving my lazy sister in bed and started to put my clothes a red t-shirt and blue trousers, I start think about my life. As you can tell me and Veronica sleep in the same bed we done this since we was little. Sometime I think mum and dad hope something's happens, I don't dad keep telling me to go of it and mum keep say when it's the webbing to Veronica always making her blush. It hard to keep up with my parents sometime. My dad work for his friend and my somewhat uncle Issei Gremory who me and Veronica have know all of ours life, dad work like assistant at work of Issei, but most of the time at the 2 sitting around drunk some funny smelling apple juice. Mum works with Issei's sister or wife Greria, who run a cake shop near Cow High School, but a special shop that only open 1 day a month and sell cake which is the best in Cow. People all over town try to get their hand on one of the cakes. Mum and Greria only make 120 cake to sell, but make a lot of money of it. But most the time they stay at home talking about me and Veronica or Issei's workplace. It a peaceful life and I love it. When I stopped thinking about my life, I looked over to the bed to find that my sister's was wearing a white summer dress that covered half of her legs, and with her long sliver hair that came down just about her leg, she looked like a beautiful doll. Normal Pav. Once the 2 had finished getting dresses, Veronica got up from the bed and take Issei hand, the 2 of them walked to the door, only to hear shouting of 2 people fighting. Issei and Veronica ran out of the bedroom door and down the stairs to see they mum and dad laying on the floor in a pool of blood with a tall black-haired man with a sword in his left hand and blood dripping of it. The man turned to the children and smiled, so you come to die too. Walking to the mall. At the time Issei and Veronica could not move at the sight of what that man has due to their parents. You in to run now? 2 voices shout out to them. As the same time Issei and Veronica eyes changing color, Issei from brown to green and Veronica blue to yellow, the 2 young dragons' eyes started glowing as the 2 lifted their aims up, Issei left aim Veronica right. And two magic circles, one red, one white on the heads. A bright light came from the circles, lighting the room full up, forcing the man to shield his eyes. As he did, the two children run out of the house and Issei tried to ring up isseiXhearm. Hello. isseiXhearm put up. Uncle, help. Issei shout down his phone wells running with holding Veronica hand. Clam down, what going on? isseiXhearm said try to clam Issei down. Some black hair man killed mom and dad. Issei said crying. Where are you? isseiXhearm asked try to know where the two are going. Running to the park to hide or your workplace. Issei said go to the park, I will meet you there, okay? Okay. Issei said haggling up the call, stop to pick up Veronica and a princess carry because she was tied from run hold on, he said it held on tightly to him and run as fast as he can to the park. Time skip 5 min. The two had made it to the park water fountain. Issei was trying to take his breath as Veronica was sat on one of the park benches. Look out of isseiXhearm sword man. Sis, you okay? Issei asking. Yeah, just looking out of the sword man or uncle's etch. Veronica replied with a sad face. Issei sat next to her and give her a hug. It going to be fine, uncle coming. Issei said trying to keep Veronica calm. After about 3 minutes or so, Issei asked but you hear a voice saying you need to run. Veronica nodded, pull away from her brother. Yes, you did hear my voice, partner. Drake said as a red armored claw appeared on Issei left aim. Tier 2 boosted deer of the anime. Yes, both of you did. Albion said as a set of 2 wide armored wings with blue energy feathers came out of Veronica back. Same in a mine. Issei and Veronica tried to speak, but a man voice shouting cut them off. Issei. Veronica. isseiXhearm shouting out to see if the kid are okay. The two turned to see isseiXhearm running to them only to stop and see Issei red claw and Veronica white and blue wings. But smile and walk to them, you two okay? isseiXhearm asked. The two nodded to him and ran to hug him. It going to be okay. He said to make the kids feel a bit better. After 10 minutes Issei and Veronica told isseiXhearm what happened and about the gear on them. So you two are sacred gears use, and not only sacred gear, but heavenly dragons once boosted gear and divine dividing 2 powerful weapons. isseiXhearm tell the two kids and the two look at each other and back to isseiXhearm with a confused look on them. Issei asks so I get the boosted gear? And Veronica asked do I got divine dividing? isseiXhearm nods. But that's not all, devils, angels and fallen angels are real just like dragons. Right, Dragon Albion? isseiXhearm said with the two dragons say yeah together. I am a devil myself. isseiXhearm said as 2 big bat wing came of his back and back in. Issei and Veronica look at him with widened eyes. You two are to come and life with me as I promised your parents on the day you was born, and I go to fulfill that promise. isseiXhearm said as he hold out his hands of Issei and Veronica to hold on to. Once they grabbed isseiXhearm's hand, let go new home. He said as a big red magic circle formed on the ground down them, it teleporting to a new location. As Issei and Veronica was teleported from the park to a giant mansion in the underworld, with a road going up to the giant house and tree going up at the side of it, making hard to see pass. As them walk up the road to the mansion, they stop outside the big double doors, when a grey-haired maid opened and bow her welcome house my king. The maid said lifting her head only to see the children hiding behind isseiXhearm only peck off. It's okay, it only big sister Greria. isseiXhearm said smiling to his queen and wife, but Greria was stuck at the sight of the Issei and Veronica being in the underworld, and it was her king who brought they. Greria can please set up a room of the both of them? isseiXhearm asked. Yes, my king, 2 rooms will be set up for they soon. Greria said and was about walk and get the rooms ready of the unexpected guests. Only 1 room is needed to 2 of them in the some bed all time. isseiXhearm said as Issei and Veronica face with red. Greria chuckles a bit at the sight of the two going red from the truth coming out and nods you can sleep together or with me if you need to, okay. She say with a smile on her face and go back to what her need to do. But she leaves the 3 walk into a grand hall with big staircase in it going upstairs left and right. They go upstairs to the right down a long hall that seems to go on forever with door on both side. 3 continue down the hall until they get to a big door. isseiXhearm knocks on the door and open to a big living room with a big TV. 3 large couches, 1 in front of the TV and 1 at both sides and table on the middle of them. There was 3 people there was in the room, a young look gentleman with red hair and a beautiful young woman with brown hair sitting on 2 on one of the couches talking and drinking tea, and a young girl with bright red hair who was about 1 to 2 year old. There Issei and Veronica read a book on sacred gear. Mummer, Feather and little Riaz, I wish to introduce 2 new family member to you. isseiXhearm said get the 3 people attention, but Riaz was too into her book to listen. His mum and dad look at isseiXhearm and then to Issei, and Veronica was standing next to their uncle. Are you 2 going to say or but wash me to do it? He asked quietly. I'm Issei Hyoudou, my age is 6 years old and I'm a sacred gear user. Issei said activating his boosted gear, but it was Drake doing it. I'm Veronica Hyoudou, my age 6 year and the twin sister of Issei Hyoudou, and I'm also a sacred gear user. Veronica said as her divine dividing activated and her wings pop out, but Albion was the one doing it like Drake. Surzich's mum and dad eyes widened at the children having sacred gear, but also the twin heavenly dragon who can kill God himself. Riaz at the time, look up from her book to see the sacred gear she was just reading about. She jump up said, "Are the two of you the red and white dragon emperor and empress?" Rhea walking to them making them feelings uncomfortable. Veronica moved back a bit, only to have Issei move in front of she and start boosting up making Rhea stop in her tracks. "Boost, yes we are, so what are you going to attack us to?" Issei said with a serious look on his face. "Divide brother, stop it, she was only ask a question," she said using power to keep her brother of going into rage mode. "Sorry but you just came at us too quickly and we just watch our parents get killed in front of us, so I am on edge." Issei said deactivating her boosted gear and Veronica deactivated her divide. Rhea's look at the twin walk to them and give them a hag. "Sorry I'd not know, I'm Rhea's Gremory, hello," she said as she pull her back and smile at them. Then Surzich and Rhea's mum stood up to introduce herself. "I'm Veronica Gremory and I'm Surzich and Rhea's mummer and your new mum, so let try to be a family," she said with smile that made Issei and Veronica feel safe. The walk up to her and hag she both saying mummy. She hagged them back and her husband stood up and hagged the twin too. "Zeoticus Gremory, your new father, hope feel at home," he said. As the group broke up Issei said, "Let me reintroduce myself, I'm Issei Gremory, the new members of the Gremory please look after me." And Veronica said, "I'm Veronica Gremory, please look after me," with a little bow. "So I take it you mum and dad are going to take Issei and Veronica in?" Surzich asked his parents. They nodded. "We will take them in and you are the big brother and not the uncle no more," Zeotica said as Issei and Veronica look at Surzich. He was always the big brother to them, not uncle, the twin thinking to themself. "And Rhea's is a big sister now," Venelana said as the twin walk out to Rhea's. "We continue to read her book." Will Issei and Veronica lay at both side of her and rest the heads of her lap, giving her a little scar, but when she look at them they was sleeping and smile. All the devil in the room smile at the twins. Take it easy after all what happened today. It been 3 days since the incident with Issei and Veronica parents and the Gremorys took THW2 in and gave they a new home and family. Since Issei and Veronica came to the Gremory household they set with a new big sister Rhea's who keeps getting followed around by the two. Sometimes she try tell they stops all Issei try saying no will keep Veronica and big sis safe at in time. But after 2 days of it, she lastly let it go and keep the twin around, like of reading, teaching of about the devil lifestyle, how to play chess, but the two are actually pretty good at the game, and lastly she let Issei and Veronica sleep in the same room as her. With Issei the middle and Veronica and Rhea's at the sides haggling him. Training room early hours. Issei has been training of 3 hours, doing push-up, pull-up, running, weightlifting, and now boxing with a punching bag. Some people said that Issei is inhuman because of how long he can go for long periods of time just training with no stop. Issei was to focus punching the bag not to hear the door to the room opening, but did hear the shutting stop and at the door, only to see Veronica and Rhea standing there with red faces because Issei had built up a sport-type body and a good muscles and he was not wearing a shirt. "Hi Veronica and Rhea's, what up, your faces are all red?" he asked grabbing the towel on a rack near he and wiping the sweat off him. The girls had watched their brother train and Veronica had trained with him before and it still make her blush to have a sporty brother and Rhea's loved watching boys work out. That what she was red in the face. "Came to see you, but ended up spying on you," Veronica said honest voice. She disliked lying to her brother. "Just like what Veronica said, we woke up to find you not in the bedroom, so we started looking of you," Rhea said being honest with him. "It's okay, you can watch every time you like, but only you two, okay?" Issei said to the girls as they nodded and some in a red shirt and put it on and walking to the door. "Come on, I think Greria has made food for us, so let go," Issei said walking out the door with the two girls running up to him and grabbed hands, holding they as all three of them made their way the in diner hall to see if Greria had made breakfast for them. The 3 of the children was eating a bacons and eggs breakfast that Greria had made of they to eat. 3 children was eating and talking about Surzich being the one of the 4 devil king of the underworld and how rating game works. Devil fight to get a best rate of the world of devil. So at the long and short of how thing work around the underworld, Rhea said training the twin what it like to be a devil. "So big brother is a king, making you a princess right Rhea's?" Issei asked. "Yes, I'm a devil princess," Rhea said as her drinking some tea. Veronica at the time was wishing she could a princess like Rhea's, but she not a devil. "By the right way Veronica and Issei," Greria said, "my friend Sona is coming over to meet you, so please try and keep your sacred gear away." Rhea's telling the twin to keep they seared gears away. As she says that the twin seared gears activate same one coming. The 2 dragons said and disactivate the gears once done the one of the door that leads into the dining hall open. It was Greria and a young girl who was around the age 6 to 7 with short black and purple colored eyes and wearing glasses. Rhea's jump up saying long time no see Sona. Running to Sona and haggling Sona, which Sona returned. "Yes it has, how are thing with you?" she asked Rhea's as the 2 pull away from each over, both smiling. Issei and Veronica got up from their chair and walked to the red and black girls, Veronica saying hello, I'm Veronica Gremory, and the guy next to me is Issei Gremory, my twin brother. She said it. Issei give a little bow as a signs of respect. Sona look at the two, then to Rias. When did you two little siblings? Sona asked. 3 days ago, and the two are strong. Rias reply. What makes you two powerful? Sona asked Issei and Veronica. 2 of us are half dragons. Issei saying, making a pair of incomplete red dragon wings, like his balance breaker once out of the anime. Like Issei, Veronica make her real incomplete while dragon wings come out. It stalked Sona and Rias to see real-life dragon children, but Rias only, though it only had dragon seared gears, not dragon seared gear and dragon blood at the same time. So Rias, you got a red and white little dragon's brother and sister, what else are you hiding from me? Sona asked her friend. We're also her future pawns. Veronica said, haggling Rias' left aims. Rias at the time are happy and Scar. Happy because she got 2 powerful pawns of her future peerage, but also Scar because the 2 are dragons and wanted really overprotective his sisters. Issei start to think of pull a joke on the girls. Lady Sona, can I ask for a moment of your time please? His ask, and Sona nodded to yes, I think I may join your peerage in the future as your husband. Issei say with a grin, making Sona blush and making Veronica and Rias angry dangerously as 2 white and red aura build up around the 2 sisters. Veronica anger came of Issei try to leave her and going out with some new girl he just meet. Rias is because Sona was trying to take her brother and pawn away. The 2 piss off girl start firing magic fire and ice at Issei, but block the attacks with his seared gear. You 2 clam the fuck down, I am not going away, I only joking because Veronica said that we go to be Ria's pawns. Issei said in a dragon rear, making all 3 girl a bit scared of Issei. At the time isseiXhearm was walking in to see 4 children, 1 red hair, 1 black hair, 1 silver hair with white dragon wings and 1 brown hair with red dragon wings and a red claw on his left aim. What going on and why did Veronica and Issei have dragon wings? isseiXhearm asked the 4 children. Issei was joking about joining Sona and marring her. Rias start out. So Mai and Rias attacked Issei for trying to leave. Veronica said next. Is Issei Gremory block and say that he was only joking to try and have some fun. Sona said. And the wings, me and Veronica are half dragons and had wings from the past year. Issei finish off as isseiXhearm got the picture. My little brother and sister are half dragons, good new, and Issei can stop Rias and Veronica attack at the same time. I think Issei and Veronica can become a devil if they are this strong. isseiXhearm said, making Issei and Veronica face light up. You're going to make us devil so we will be like you and Rias? The twin asked together. Yay. I just so happen to have 8 pureblood devil pieces here which are pawns. isseiXhearm said, passing 4 pieces to Issei and Veronica. I made some evil pieces that turn human into pureblood devil, depends on the clan. Rias and Sona was stocked that at the King Lucifer, just give legend evil pieces to the twin. Big brother, are you planning on making Issei and Veronica into half pure devil and dragons? Rias asked isseiXhearm, he smiles and nodded. Drake and Albion start to speak. Can we put a hold on turning the 2 in devil from a few years please? Drake asked. Why? Rias and isseiXhearm ask it to some time. Because Veronica and Issei are still growing as dragons. Albion replies. How do we have to wait? Issei asked. 10 years, and if you put the pieces in now you lost control of your dragon power. The 2 dragons said, making Veronica and Issei shake with fear. But if you 2 start to training it will help control your scared gear, dragon and devil powder, for with you put our pieces in to charge into devil you're not go out of control. Drake said the clam Veronica and Issei down. isseiXhearm was thinking who could train Veronica and Issei. Okay Veronica, Issei, we will be starting your training in 4 months, it gives me time to a trainer for the 2 of you, and in that time I want the 2 for you to start learning the basics of a devil life please. isseiXhearm said as Rias, Issei and Veronica laughing, which surprises isseiXhearm and Sona. Why are you laughing? He asked the laughing kids. Because the first we being learning are how a devil society work, and Rias has been teaching us of the last 2 day, so get the low mid class we got down, and Rias it's going to be teaching us high class devil when Sona goes home late on. Issei said as isseiXhearm look at the red-winged dragon with a smile. So you are learning to be devil without me knowing? isseiXhearm said laughing's little and walked out of the dining hall. It been a 1 week since got they pureblood pieces of out isseiXhearm, but Drake and Albion had take the pieces into a pockets dimension to keep safe. In the past week has been a rough once because isseiXhearm had been training Issei and Veronica for a week doing magic control to help with using the magic the 2 young dragons have, sparing practice to help with close range fighting Gremory and isseiXhearm at the same time, but losing all the match, and Drake and Albion are doing very basic dragon moves like Issei fire breath and Veronica ice breath, and teaching the 2 to fly using the incomplete dragon wings which can fly be only of short distances flying. The day was a day out of the twins which some spent Rias playing chess or reading, which Veronica liked the reading and Issei liked chess, or the 3 would be nipping all the time. But right now Riaz couldn't be found as Issei and Veronica went to their bedroom to have sibling bonding time, which was hugging and kissing. Only Riaz know about it because her walk-in on the two kissing about 2 days ago, only to find out that Veronica have healing power that only work by kissing people. Albion teach Veronica that some dragon have powerful heal magic, but it only work on Issei of some reason. So where do you think Riaz is? Issei asking his sister. I do not know, maybe she with big brother, talking about her peerage. Veronica replied to Issei as the two walked to their room to see if Riaz was then, and if not the two would start their bonding hour. But as the two was 3 doors away from their bedroom, the twins hear shouting come of the room, so the two started the running to the door and Issei kicking the door to see Riaz, and a blonde-haired male 14-age-old boy stood up with a blonde boy hands hold up Riaz aims pinned to the wall. Riser way get what he was, and you Riaz will be my wife even if I have to rape. The boy said Riser, so that must be his name. But Issei did not care and run to Riser and throwing fire breath at him, and it boosted gear activate and punishing Riser. Riser drop Riaz and try dodging Issei fire, but gets punished in the face by a armored red claw. We do you think you are punishing Riser? As Riser getting up off the floor. Veronica with helping Riaz up and activate she divine divide to help fight if needed, but her new Issei can fight him. Who do you think you are? Me are trying to rape my mate, you fucking piece of shit. Issei voice rear and his dragon wings came out. Riser looks at Issei, think Riaz got herself a pet and once that got his seared gear. Riser will forget you if you leave me, your master and the sliver girl alone, you slave. Riser said making Issei enrage. isseiXhearm run to the room that Riser and Issei was fighting in. Issei and Riser stop from fight. isseiXhearm ordered the two stop. As you wish my lord. Riser stop, but Issei was ready to kill Riser. No. Was the only words coming out of Issei. isseiXhearm look at Issei to see his aura glowing around. I'm Issei Gremory, the Red Dragon Emperor and mate to Veronica Gremory, the White Dragon Empress, and Riaz Gremory. You will stand away from my mates, you dick and brother, the power of destruction flows frown in my blood and Veronica. If Riser try to touch Riaz or Veronica I will kill him. Issei said anger voice at isseiXhearm by not know about. You think you can kill Riser? I'm a phoenix and invincible, I cannot dead you weaker devil. Riser said trying to mock Issei. isseiXhearm on the overhand was annoyed at Riser display. Riser, you are laughing at my hair and younger brother, so stop trying to pick a fight you can't win. isseiXhearm said warning Riser not to fight Issei. But my lord Riser would be your hair because Riaz is my wife. Riser said making isseiXhearm and Issei very annoyed. Issei at the time was trying to keep his anger under control. Partner, I've got something for you, Drag say to Issei in his head. What? Issei replied to Drag. Holy dragon sword and gun, I being using once of the pureblood pieces to make a devil holy weapon of you and Albion doing the same, but it hard to making Veronica weapon because she likes magic. Drake said happy. She like guns, so tell Albion to make the same weapons because Veronica has trained sword before. Issei tell Drake to making twin weapons of the twins dragons. How long can I use them for? Issei asked. No time limit, it made from your power, so the more powerful you get so does the weapons. Drake chuckled of it. You're the fucking best. Issei shout. Back in the land of the living. Issei start say Riser get somethings of you from a friend ready. As he say it, a red longsword glows in his armored hand. Do you think a sword can kill me? And little boy trying and use if you can. Riser trying mock Issei once last and Riser start to walk to his with fire hand to hit Issei with. isseiXhearm try move to stop Riser of hurting Issei, but Issei start moving fast and end up behind Riser, and all could hear was Riser screaming in pain, so his hand was on the floor and on fire. Why have you do to Riser, you little shy? Our Riser was cut out as Issei was holding his sword 2 inches away from Riser. My sword is a dragon sword called Phoenix Lair made by the first red dragon, so I could kill if I need to, but I know you got family, so leave now. Issei order Riser putting his sword down. The look from Riaz, Veronica and isseiXhearm was that Issei get a anti-Phoenix weapon and Riser hand grown back. Riser will leave of now, but Riaz is my fiancé, so she will by my. He said using magic to leave. isseiXhearm, I need you train me please. Issei asking isseiXhearm. Me too. Veronica asks isseiXhearm. isseiXhearm smile and nod. I will have my friend to train Veronica and you will be training with me, but we will train together. I could take a dragon away of his mate of a long time. Okay. isseiXhearm said and the two nodded. Issei and Veronica turned to Riaz and smiles. We will see you in 10 year in high school and we will be protest, so what from they on big sis? Issei said with a big grin on his face and was smiling, making Riaz happy that her little brother and sister are going to become powerful and join her peerage. Her hags the two and say bye and good luck. At the isseiXhearm teleport Issei, Veronica and himself away. It be 10 years since Issei and Veronica went to train with Sirzich and Lady Serafal. Issei and Veronica are both starting Cow Academy. Once all girls be last to change to a co-ec school, so the two are on to be first years. Issei was wearing a red shirt and black blazer and black trouser with white shoes, like how he looked like the anime. Veronica was wearing the school standard uniform, like the anime. The two was walking down the road leading to the school. Students who was heading to the school started look too at the twin. Most of the student talking. The sliver-haired, her looks beautiful. One male said, dude you show size on her, she a big on. His friend said looking at Veronica D-cup size chest. That boy next to her looks like a knight. A girl looking at Issei. No he looks like a prince, and she looks like a princess. Her friend tells she. Issei stop and looks at the girls and walk to that with Veronica behind him and hold the girls a red roses today. I'm not a prince but a kind dragon, and the girl behind is my princess. Issei said that last bit little louder, so the boy heard and walk out. Veronica get a little bow and run back to cash up to Issei. The boy shot just die pretty boy. Throwing a rock at him, but Veronica turned quickly and cashing it in midair. Do you try it again I hunt you god, no one's hunt my dragon, but me got it. Veronica said and walk out making the two boys scared of their minds, and the girls looked at her like she a knight protesting her friend. You know doing that makes the boys scared of the sliver-haired princess dragon. Issei chugging a bit making fun of Veronica. But you're a cheat making the girls follow you, meanie. Veronica said with a mad face which Issei find cute. Sorry but you know my true nature and find it to talk to girls who not you, Greria and Rias. Issei trying to make Veronica happy. I know, just messing with you. Veronica said happily and kissing Issei on the cheek. One day your jokes are going to make me hate you and never forget. Issei said making Veronica say I'm sorry I will never joke around please don't hate me. Veronica panicking. Only joking. Issei smile and Veronica punch him in the aim. As the two walks into the ground only to be looked by most of the students, and some say things like he handsome and she pretty from girls, and from the boy she, so fuck hot, find a good looking girl to friends or die pretty boy and stay away from the girls. As the two ignoring the comments made, as the bells rings all the students make their way to class, Veronica and Issei wait 5 minutes and go to class 1 to 3, and wait of the teacher to call them in. As the twins got to the door Issei hear the teacher now let welcome 2 new students to the class, you may come in. Yes. Veronica say walk only to get a wow of the class, and then Issei walks into the class, giving he handsome from girls, and going to hell or die from the boy. Class quilt down please. Now could you please introduce yourself please? The teacher asked. Issei started first I'm Issei Gremory, and my like are wolves, training, helping people if needed and reading. I dislike pevs, people trying to start fight of no reason, and males trying to take my princess away of me. Issei said making the girls in the class go all he the new prince of Cow High and who is the princess. At Veronica start I'm Veronica Gremory and I'm Issei princess and my like are training, reading, helping people and Issei, dislike are perverts, fighting, and boy I will warned, you'd have every once of you try to pick on my dragon, I will hunt. Making all the boy in the class fear Veronica, because to them she ice queen. The teacher give Veronica and Issei a look at was look the two are twins not lovers. She thought to herself as Issei and Veronica made their way to the back of the class. Issei walk up to a 15-year boy was wearing glasses who sat in the seat in front of him and look at the boy, I'm Issei, and she my sister Veronica, hope we get along. Issei said as he bow and Veronica bow only to get the boy to jump up and push out of the way and grabs Veronica hands I'm Odahama, I wish we can become good friends. He says with a perverse smile, but only to get 2 girls shouting. Get away of Miss Veronica you pevs. A girl with pink hair said as the girl said it Issei grabs Odahama by the wrist. She already got a fiancé who she will be marrying when she is 18, so please keep your hands off Veronica or I'm going to kill you, my dad told me to keep my sister when we are in school. Issei said calmly and Odahama giving Veronica look a sad look. So she taken? He asked as he take his seat and head butting table. Issei and Veronica take their seat. The teacher start her class, writing some word of the blackboard, class has start. Issei turned his head and looked out the window and looked up to the blue sky, think where are you big sis? Saying to himself. You will find her partner. Drake said. Thank Drake they the best bro I can ask for. Issei replied. By the way before I go to sleep I feel 2 strong devil power and at high class and 1 maybe from redhead. Drake said falling to sleep. Issei start looking at the school trick to see who was running on it. By the side of the students they all second years. Wash I could run on the track or maybe a sparring march with Veronica he start think. Only to see 2 tall young women with a DD cut chest sight. One has long red hair and one with black hair and a ponytail standing at the side of the track. Issei take the time looking at the redhead Rias. Issei said quietly only of Veronica to hear. Yay I fended her. Across the room a white-haired girl who was littler than May girl her age was watching Issei I need tell president. She thought as the class continue. At lunch Issei was getting ready to eat his lunch, only to feel a devil in the classroom. He look around, he see Veronica talking to some girls, continuing he see a white-haired girl walking out the room, and the power was coming of her, with her left Issei follows going past Veronica roof in 10. He said going past Veronica what it means meet me on the roof in 10 minutes. Issei started following the young girl. 3 minutes later he find the girl talking to the black-haired girl from earlier in the woods on school grounds. He hide behind a tree to hear the two. You feel the new power of earlier Kaneko? The black-haired girl asked. Yes, 2 new students in my class, names Issei and Veronica, their last name is Gremory, we need to tell president. Kaneko said just as the black girl was going to talk. Issei step out. So one of my classmate is a devil, and some black-haired bode is one too, why are the two of doing talking about me and my sister? Issei with a smile making Kaneko ready to fight, and the black-haired girl had sadistic smile and lighting coming out of her hand. Oh no, looks like we got a stalker, maybe we need to teach him a lessoning. Black-haired said smiling like very sadistic. Akeno-senpai try not to kill him, he got family. Kaneko said to keep Akeno from trying to kill Issei. Can I ask one thing before we fight? Issei asked as the two nodded. Do you two know a devil named Rias Gremory? Yes, her king. Why? Reply wondering what he asking. I'm been sent here with my sister by Lord Lucifer to keep eye on Miss Rias. Issei said pick up his hand showing the girls a red Gremory seal, to look at the seal that two each are. We will take you to see Ria. Akeno said put magic away. Just wait 2 sec. Issei said only 2 had a sliver-haired girl drop of the tree above. Sorry my friends kept me up. Veronica said. Okay let go. Akeno said as all 4 teens moved to Occult Research Clue. Rias was at her desk do some paperwork of the club, only to hear knocking at the door to the club room enter. The door opened to Akeno her queen and best friend and Kaneko her cute rook and 2 more people her hasn't seen before, a brown hair boy by 16 and sliver hair girl who look 15 to 16-year-old. Rias 2 people sent by your brother. Akeno said as Kaneko sat on one of the ouches opposite side of each other. Who are you and why did my brother what? Rias said annoyed as she says that Issei and Veronica walk up to her and kneeling down in front of her. My king. Your dragons are yours to command. Veronica and Issei together deploying they completed red and white dragon wings. Rias only knew 2 people you are dragons Issei. Veronica. Rias said with tears in her eyes. The twin stood up and looks at Rias. We're back big sister Rias. Veronica said with a smile which Rias hag her, which Veronica returned. That Rias let go and looking at Issei. I back Issei got cut out by Rias haggling him. Okay Rias clammed down long time no see. Issei was face bright red. 10 years not once be you try to call me. Rias making a mad face. Akeno and Kaneko was confused as hell as what was going on. Rias you know the 2 of them? Akeno asked. Yes Issei and Veronica are my little brother and sister, who are also my pawns. Rias said with a big smoke looking at her queen. What, you 2 are pawns? How many pieces did Rias use on you? Akeno asked. Issei replied me and my sister got 4 pureblood mutation pieces each. Akeno look at the twins. 1 mutation pawn equals 2 pawn, 1 pureblood pieces equals 16 pawns and 8 mutation pawns, mutation pureblood piece equals 64 pawns and 32 mutation pawns, so the twins have 4 mutation pureblood pieces, so they are worth 128 pawns. Pureblood pieces the most rare pieces in the underworld that only a devil king can get, that type of piece. Akeno asked only for Issei and Veronica to nodded. So brother all done training you too? Rias asked. Yeah I got trained in all type close range fight. Issei start, wells I got trained in magic and heal. Veronica finish. Akeno look at the twins, the 2 have 4 mutation pureblood pieces, the 2 dragons and pure devil. Rias you lucky girl. Oh Rias we need you to clam our because our pieces are not clam yet. Issei say. I Rias Gremory clam you Veronica and Issei Gremory as my pawns and return your souls to the underworld. Rias casted as Issei and Veronica glowed red. We now get your lives and souls as they master, we call master, and we are slaves to you. Issei and Veronica casted. When Rias finished the rites, a knock came of the door. All the teens looked to the door. Oh Sona at you. Rias said to see her childhood friend. Rias have you felt the power coming of the school? Sona asked looking at Rias team to see 2 new peoples. Who are these 2? Sona how rude of you, have you forgot loving husband? Issei said with a big grin. Making Sona blush and Rias and Veronica jealous, Wells Akeno and Kaneko look at Issei with dropped jaws. Issei, I'm going to kill you for making that joke. Sona angrily deploying Aruba. Sona I love making you blush, but I'm not joking about the husband thing, it that or your sister going fucking nuts shit because she thinks that me marrying you and Veronica, you get to be a powerful devil, but if you say no, I will fight your freedom okay? Issei said making the girls calm down. Well I think about it, but if I say yes I want you to take my queen. You got it, but only if you let me take you and her on a date. Veronica walk up to Issei if you take Sona and her queen, then I'm claiming the first time and sex, because I'm your dragon mate okay? Veronica got onto Issei's face. Maybe, but I think you need to find someone. Issei said with a sad look. Veronica turned to Sona, who at the time sat on the couch next, and with Riaz started to catch up and see what they be doing. So what the heck are you doing here? Riaz asked, looking at the twins. Well, keeping our promise from once. Veronica answered Ribs with a cheeky smile. And Greria is forcing Issei to get over slyness for girls. She also adding, making all the girls look at a red face Issei. Akeno take the chance to tease Issei. She walked behind Issei and hugs he, putting boobs to the back of his head. Oh, I hold that I can help too, maybe a one-on-one time it's needed. Akeno said with a perverted smile. But Issei looks at Akeno with a new face, not embarrassed or pervert face, but a rage one. Get your hands out me. He shouts. Riaz, you need to keep your queen in check or I'm going to end up losing control. Riaz looks at Issei, losing control. Thinking what it means. Akeno, you need to stop teasing Issei, his instincts go out for control when girls try to subdue him. Veronica running to Akeno and pulling her out. Oh, I think I'm starting to like him ever more. Akeno said, think of all the thing Issei could do to her. Issei stood up and turned to Akeno with a red magic circle of his hand. Akeno. Issei say to Akeno, only to have a bright flash, and Issei Phoenix Lair was in his hand. I think I need to teach you a little lesson. He looks at Akeno only to disappear and came on behind her with his hand on her left breast and Phoenix Lair at her neck. Next time please can you ask before hugging me. Phoenix Lair turned to dust and he let Akeno go. Riaz look at Issei with a surprised face. What do he just do that to Akeno? She only tried to be a little nice to him. Riaz walked to Issei, only hear a growling sound. What was that sound? Riaz asking, all confused, hearing it again. Issei face when all red and holding his stomach, all the girls start lathing at him. Ria, I need food, Issei said, making Riaz look at him with a smile. Okay Akeno, do you think you can help Issei with his food? Riaz was going to say, but Issei grip her and force her to sit on his lap. Issei. Bye Riaz. He shout in a childish voice, making Veronica laugh and the others look at the sight. I think Issei gone in little brother mode and Issei got over hug and that, so if you have class or something to do, go now because you may not be leave of 2 hours or so. Veronica said, walk to Issei and sit on his other lap and let him hug her. Sona know that Issei how 3 mode, sly not talking mode, which it for him trying not to get overly friend and be let alone brother mode, act, let people brother young or some age deepening on the people, and lastly protesters mode, ready to fight and kill of love, once his must scary mode. Okay, I would be taking me leave. Sona said, getting up and leave. Bye bye. Issei and Veronica said. Akeno waves bye and Riaz shout, help me. Kaneko leave with Sona because she have a class to go to. It was about 4:50 p.m. and school finish. Riaz finally got free of Issei by Veronica, pushing she off Issei and claiming his whole app for herself. Riaz start to do so paperwork whilst Akeno was reading a book. Kaneko got of class and sat on the couch and start eating chocolate. The whole team was waiting of Riaz night to show up. A knock came from the door. Enter Riaz say, and the door opened to a blonde-haired boy who wearing the Koru schoolboy uniform. Welcome back Kita, Riaz say at the night bow. President, I heard some new people have joined. Kita asked. Riaz nodded. Yep, I need to introduce my new pawns too. As Riaz say that, Issei and Veronica stood up. These two are my new pawns, please introduce yourself to the new teammates. Issei start off. I'm Issei of the house Gremory, one of Riaz's Gremory pawns, high-class devil, and also the Red Dragon Emperor and the Hair of Lucifer. Issei finished that. Veronica started. I'm Veronica of the house Gremory, also one of Riaz's Gremory's pawns, high-class devil, also the White Dragon Empress, and the Hair of Leviathan. Veronica finish. All the teen in the room look at the twin red and white dragons. Akeno say very surprised. And the next Lucifer and Leviathan. Riaz finishing off Akeno worlds. Well, I'm Kita Hyoudou, knight of Riaz's Gremory, low-class devil. Nice to meet you too. Kita say smiling and holding out his hand, which Issei shook. Nice to meet you too. Oh, by the way, we are also Riaz's little brother and sister. So if you try everything thing to the two of them and it doesn't like it, I will kill you. Issei said with a smile, making Kita and the girls sweat a bit. He must have a sister complex. Everyone thought. Mr. Gremory, you have nothing to worry about because a look out of my team and I got your back. Okay, first names only when you talk to me, and Riaz is my king now, so I dislike people my age, thinking that I'm the high up, so lose to high up shit and be more bro like, okay, because from now on we are going to fight together like a family. Issei said, making everyone look at him. Oh so does at must I'm your new big sister. Akeno said with a smile. Kaneko smile and Riaz stood up. Okay, now that orc has new members joined, so let get thing into order. Riaz shoot. Yes, President. Everyone said. End of the here. So that's it for today's video guys. Before you go, just like the video and share it with your friends. Bye.